Key 1. Stoic, who is truly steering your life? Are you following a script written by someone else, or are you the one holding the pen? In a world that bombards us with constant messages on how to think, act, and be, it's a radical act of freedom to ask, what does it really mean to live for yourself? Today, we're not just discussing how to survive life's chaos, but how to thrive by embracing the wisdom of Friedrich Nietzsche and combining it with the time-tested principles of Stoicism. Together, we'll uncover the immense power of forging your own path, trusting your inner voice, and finding the courage to live authentically, aligned with your deepest values. So, if you're ready to question the status quo and explore a more genuine way of living, stick with me. We're about to dive into some transformative philosophical ideas that have the power to change not only the way you think, but how you live your daily life. If you find these ideas valuable, all I ask is that you hit the subscribe button and stay with us until the end. Just like Nietzsche's philosophy teaches us to stand apart from the crowd, if you're here, you're already an exception. This call to individualism isn't about simply being different for the sake of standing out. It's about aligning your actions with your truest, most authentic beliefs. It's a challenge to live with integrity in a world that often values conformity over individuality. When we talk about not following the herd, we're talking about having the courage to make choices that may not always align with society's expectations. It could be something big, like pursuing an unconventional career path, or something simple like opting to walk or bike instead of driving. It's all part of a deeper inquiry. Why do we do the things we do? Are we acting out of personal conviction, or are we just following the script society handed us? Nietzsche's philosophy is all about questioning the norms, challenging the idea that you should live a life dictated by the masses. This mindset echoes the words of Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher who famously said, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." The Stoics remind us that life isn't about following the crowd, but about thinking for ourselves and living according to reason, not the whims of the majority. This idea is deeply embedded in Western philosophy. Socrates, the father of philosophy, spent his life challenging the conventional wisdom of Athenian society. His belief, the unexamined life is not worth living, wasn't a call for rebellion for its own sake. It was a challenge to seek deeper meaning in one's actions and values. Plato built on this, using his allegory of the cave to show how people often mistake shadows for reality. When one prisoner escapes and sees the light, he realizes that society's norms are often far from the truth. This allegory reminds us of the dangers of blindly following the herd and the liberation that comes from seeking truth, even when it means going against the grain. Psychologists like Carl Jung also reinforce the importance of not following the herd. Jung emphasized the process of individuation, the journey of becoming who you truly are. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are, he said. To achieve personal fulfillment and authenticity, we must distinguish ourselves from the collective norms and carve out our own path. By refusing to follow the herd, we not only define our identity with clarity, but we also enrich the diversity of thought and choices available to others. Each person who dares to live authentically offers a unique perspective, adding richness to the collective human experience. Nietzsche urges us to shed the bad taste of wanting to agree with the majority. He challenges us to trust our own judgment, cultivate independent thought, and make decisions based on our own reasoning. This doesn't mean dismissing the viewpoints of others, but rather developing the confidence to trust our own analysis of the world. Stoic philosophy aligns with this sentiment. Marcus Aurelius famously wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." This reminds us that reality is shaped by our perceptions, not by objective facts. We must therefore be diligent in questioning and trusting our own interpretation of the world. Trusting your own judgment is at the heart of both Stoic philosophy and Nietzsche's philosophy. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." This teaches us to question our assumptions and remain open to new ideas. True wisdom, the Stoics argue, doesn't come from passively accepting inherited beliefs, but from actively reflecting on our own experiences and adjusting our thinking accordingly. Socrates' method of questioning everything encourages us to reflect deeply on our own beliefs and assumptions. Aristotle expanded on this, discussing the concept of phronesis, or practical wisdom. He argued that wisdom comes from the ability to act in alignment with reason, deliberation, and our own values, rather than following what's popular or easy. Psychologically, trusting your own opinion is crucial for personal growth. It strengthens your ability to make decisions that reflect your true self, not the pressure of societal expectations. When you trust your own judgment, you gain the confidence to make bold choices, whether that's in your career, your relationships, or how you engage with the world. But trusting your own judgment is not about being stubborn or rejecting growth. It's about being open to new ideas, refining your beliefs, and making decisions that align with your true values. This process of continuous self-reflection and growth builds your personal integrity and helps you stand as a beacon of independent thought in a world that often values conformity over individuality. By living authentically, we don't just create a richer life for ourselves, we contribute something unique to the world. Each choice that reflects our true self, whether big or small, builds the foundation of a life that is genuinely lived, not simply survived. So, what will it be? Will you continue following the herd, or will you trust your own path? Your story is waiting to be written. Key 1. Stoic today, the concept we call self-efficacy, refers to our belief in our ability to succeed in specific situations. Psychologist Albert Bandura demonstrated that people with high self-efficacy are more likely to take on challenging tasks and keep pushing through obstacles. They have a deep trust in their own ability to overcome difficulties. This belief mirrors what nature and Stoicism teach. Trust your reasoning, your inner judgment, above the noise of the crowd. It's not just about asserting your individuality. It's about living a reasoned and ethical life. When you develop self-efficacy, you build the confidence to stand by your convictions, even when they go against societal trends or the opinions of others. In doing so, you align more deeply with your authentic self. This trust helps you become more resilient, more capable of navigating life's challenges with integrity, wisdom, and clarity. It's the kind of confidence that lets you see obstacles not as insurmountable barriers, but as opportunities to prove to yourself that you can grow through adversity. The second key to living fully is the relentless pursuit of knowledge. This isn't just about accumulating facts or academic credentials. It's a commitment to understanding the world around us and our place within it. Knowledge empowers us. It helps us make wiser decisions and enriches the very experiences that shape our lives. Nature challenges us to question everything, to never settle for simple answers, and to always strive for deeper understanding. It's this quest for wisdom that's at the heart of Stoic teachings as well. The Stoics, like Seneca, believe that learning is a lifelong endeavor. Seneca even said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." For the Stoics, knowledge wasn't just theoretical, it was intensely practical. It was about understanding the nature of the world and human behavior so that we could control ourselves better, improve our emotional resilience, and navigate life with grace. Whether you're exploring philosophy, science, or art, knowledge is the key to living well. This pursuit of knowledge also keeps us curious and open-minded. It's about reading widely, especially books that challenge your current beliefs, and engaging in discussions that stretch your thinking. It means exploring new cultures and traditions to discover both the diversity and the shared humanity that connect us all. As we learn, we not only gain a better understanding of the world, but also of ourselves. Each new piece of knowledge challenges our assumptions and reshapes our goals. This kind of introspective journey is central to both Nietzsche's philosophy and Stoic practice. It's about building a life that not only knows the world, but knows itself. Incorporating this principle into daily life can be simple. Read a little each day, listen to thought-provoking podcasts, take courses on subjects that intrigue you, and get involved in your community. As Epictetus wisely said, don't just read books. Show that you have learned to think better, to be a more discriminating and reflective person. Knowledge is meant to be applied. It should help us live more thoughtfully and intentionally, guiding us to make better decisions and cultivate compassion. The third principle for living a rich life is to live dangerously, but not in the way we might typically think of it. This isn't about physical risk. It's about the psychological and emotional risks of stepping outside your comfort zone. It's about questioning the status quo and making choices that might disrupt your current sense of security, but ultimately lead you to a more authentic, fulfilling life. Stoic philosophy resonates deeply with this concept. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, believed that obstacles are actually opportunities for growth. He famously wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, life's challenges are pathways to personal development. They are opportunities to practice virtues like courage and resilience. Embracing life's difficulties isn't about avoiding them. It's about seeing them as essential for growth. Living dangerously means making bold choices that might seem risky, but which align with your deeper values. It could mean leaving a stable but unfulfilling job to pursue a passion, moving to a new place to experience different cultures, or starting a new business that pushes your boundaries. The key is embracing uncertainty. While uncertainty can stir up fear and insecurity, it also opens the door to new possibilities. Stepping into the unknown teaches us more about ourselves, our strengths, our limits, and how to push beyond them. Living dangerously is also aligned with the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum, where we mentally prepare for potential challenges and setbacks. This doesn't just help us manage difficulties better. It also diminishes the fear of the unknown, making it easier to take calculated risks. Taking risks requires a deep trust in ourselves. Trust that we can handle whatever consequences arise, that we can adapt, and that we are resilient enough to bounce back from failure. At its core, living dangerously is about choosing growth over comfort. It's a reminder that a safe, predictable life might offer short-term satisfaction, but it won't lead to true fulfillment or self-realization. It pushes us to ask ourselves whether we are living in alignment with our potential and whether we are growing in the ways we truly want to grow. Growth is uncomfortable, but it's also essential to living a life that feels meaningful and expansive. So, embrace these principles. Trust your own reasoning, pursue knowledge with an open heart, and dare to live beyond your comfort zone. It's a path that will not only help you navigate life's challenges, but will also lead you to discover a deeper, more resilient version of yourself. Key 1. Stoic, are you truly living, or are you simply walking down a path laid out by the expectations of others? To live authentically isn't about indulging in reckless behavior, but about making conscious, meaningful choices that push us to grow. It's about creating a life that not only reflects who we are now, but also aligns with who we aspire to become. These choices may seem intimidating at first, but they're the very essence of a fulfilling, rich life, one that is uniquely ours. In a world that constantly demands our attention, solitude is not a retreat from life, but a powerful opportunity for self-reflection. It's a chance to step away from the chaos, to quiet the noise, and to engage deeply with our own thoughts. As Nietzsche once said, "All truly great thoughts are conceived while walking alone." Solitude allows us the clarity to think freely, to understand ourselves better, and to reshape our beliefs and perspectives. The Stoics knew this well. For them, solitude wasn't about isolation, but rather about fortifying the mind and spirit. Marcus Aurelius often spoke of the importance of retreating into oneself to find peace amidst the turbulence of life. In solitude, we can listen to our own inner voice, ask the difficult questions, and examine our true values and desires, free from the influence of others. Solitude offers us a rare kind of freedom. It frees us from the judgment and expectations of others, from the constant distractions of the modern world, and from the pressures to conform. It gives us the space to reflect on our life's direction. Are we pursuing goals that resonate with our true self, or are we simply following a course set by others? In these quiet moments, we can reevaluate, realign, and ensure we are on a path that feels authentic. Solitude is also a sanctuary for emotional healing. Seneca believed in the power of quiet moments to strengthen the spirit, helping us process emotions and build resilience. It's a practice of returning to our center, nurturing ourselves so we can face the challenges life presents with greater wisdom and calm. However, in today's hyperconnected world, being alone can feel unsettling. We may fear missing out on social opportunities or even feel guilty for taking time for ourselves. But this discomfort is precisely what makes solitude so powerful. It teaches us to embrace our own company, to find strength within, and to stop relying on external validation. It's a practice of independence, where we get to decide how we define our worth. To make solitude effective, treat it as an intentional act of self-care and reflection. Whether it's taking a long walk, meditating, journaling, or simply sitting in silence, these moments of solitude allow us to reconnect with our core. Over time, this practice deepens our self-awareness and enhances our ability to navigate life with purpose and clarity. True fulfillment doesn't come from external achievements or possessions. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, taught that it's not events themselves that disturb us, but the way we interpret them. Meaning is not something we find outside ourselves. It's something we create through our thoughts and actions. We don't stumble upon meaning. We actively shape it by living according to our values and making choices aligned with our deepest convictions. This process of creating meaning is ongoing. It evolves as we grow, and it requires us to define what truly matters to us. Marcus Aurelius put it best: very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. Happiness and meaning are not products of external circumstances. They are born from the way we choose to think and act. Living with purpose requires both courage and resilience. Sometimes, it means standing alone in our convictions, resisting the pressures to conform, and boldly creating a path that reflects our true self. Yet, it's also about finding balance, about not just pursuing personal growth, but contributing to the greater good. Seneca understood this well, believing that our lives gain meaning when we also work to improve the lives of others. Even in suffering, meaning can be found. Viktor Frankl, a psychologist and Holocaust survivor, famously said that our ability to choose our response to any situation is what gives life meaning. This aligns perfectly with Stoic philosophy, which teaches that we can find purpose even in the most difficult of circumstances, as long as we remain in control of our internal response. To begin finding your own meaning, ask yourself some fundamental questions. Heavy check mark, what do I value most? Heavy check mark, what brings me joy and fulfillment? Heavy check mark, how do I want to be remembered? Reflecting on these questions helps you gain clarity about what truly matters in your life and can guide your decisions moving forward. Finding your meaning is not a one-time revelation, but an ongoing journey, a process of actively making choices that reflect your authentic self. Ultimately, crafting your life's meaning is about aligning your actions with your values, shaping a life that reflects your true identity. It's a deeply personal journey, one that will evolve over time, but will always provide a sense of direction and fulfillment. The choice is yours. Will you continue to drift along, or will you step forward with intention, crafting a path that reflects your deepest values and aspirations? By embracing solitude and actively defining your meaning, you take control of your destiny. So take that step with courage, conviction, and clarity. Live by design, not by default.